Your trauma is not holding you back. And I know that this might be a controversial topic, so I want to start off by saying that there are exceptions to this statement. I've been in sessions with people where trauma was definitely holding them back, where the trauma was so severe, where they had attempted suicide a few days before, that they were in such deep survival that they couldn't even think about the future. They couldn't even think about the dreams. So this is where I also recommended them to go into therapy first, to resolve these issues that they were experiencing before even considering going into coaching. So there are exceptions to the statement, but this percentage of people that where trauma is actually holding them back, it is very small. It is very small. And the thing that, let's say, inspired this topic, this video, was a session that I had a few days ago with a girl. And she was sharing with me the goals and the dreams that she wanted to achieve. And this is already, by the way, an indicator for me that the trauma is not severe. If your trauma is extremely severe, where it's really holding you back, you can't think about a better future. It is impossible. You can't think about your dreams because your whole system shuts down. So whenever she was sharing that, the dreams and the goals that she wanted to achieve, the thing that she mentioned that was holding her back was trauma. She said, I don't feel that I'm good enough. And you know where this is coming from? And she just opened up a whole box about her past, about everything that happened that created this conclusion and the story about I am not good enough. So, by the way, it's terrible what people go through. So I do want to highlight this. This is not bashing on this is right and this is wrong. Because I talk to people, multiple people on a daily basis, and also about very deep and vulnerable topics. And what people have to go through is terrible. And the intention of this video is to mention that the trauma, dissolving everything that you have about the trauma, is not a prerequisite to take action or to pursue your dreams. And this is the thing that I'm mentioning with the trauma that is holding you back, because trauma is not holding you back. The fact that you believe that it's holding you back is holding you back. You're using it as an excuse because you're afraid to step into uncertainty and you're afraid to experience this pressure and this resistance. So this is where you interpret this as I'm not feeling good enough, and I see the situation in the past where I'm not feeling good enough, so I need to dissolve this issue first because then I feel this and then I'm able to take action. Like, this story in itself is a lie. And the thing that triggered me the most in the session I had with her was the fact that she mentioned that I'm in therapy for 3-4 years working on this issue. And I'm like, this is mental to me. Like, if you are 3 to 4 years on a weekly basis working on the same issue, the same problem, then either you're working on a wrong problem or you're working with someone that is unable to help you. Because to me, this was mind-blowing. And this is also, and this is where I have a stronger opinion. On the one hand, I think it's beautiful how therapy is being pushed in this day and age right now. Because I believe more people must create awareness around the current situation, around themselves. Where do my thoughts and feelings come from, and how can I manage it, or how can I be in control of it, or let's say direct it, navigate it, whatever word you want to be using. I think this is a necessary part in everyone's journey. And I do believe there's a time and place for people to go into therapy. I've done this work myself as well. So I see it as important. But what I see as a danger is that this is almost being popularized, this kind of therapy where everyone is going into therapy, but now they're using it as an excuse to not do the uncomfortable work. And they start digging their hole deeper and deeper and deeper around these topics. So, and this is the danger about therapy. This is the dark side that most people don't talk about. And this is also what I'm very careful of in my sessions. When you go deeper into topics like trauma or your fear or anything like that, and you start digging into your past, the thing that starts happening is that you start to dig a hole for yourself. Deeper and deeper and deeper. And if you don't know how to navigate this, or if you're not in conversation with someone that is experienced enough to navigate this with you, then you're stuck in this hole. Because now this whole story that you have around it has control over you. Because you start to believe it, you start to feel every single nuance in it. You start to believe the stories that you build around it, which might be a complete lie, but you start to feel it and believe it, and good luck getting out of that hole. Because digging in the past is not always good. It's not even necessary in a lot of cases. And when you're stuck in this hole, then good luck getting out of it. And this is the danger, I believe, in the dark side also of therapy. Of just constantly talking about the past, and it is exhausting. The amount of clients that I speak with that have a past in therapy, they say that this coaching is such a relief because they finally don't have to look at all of these things that are there, and they can build a better future for themselves. And they start to build things and create things. And this is why within my coaching, I of course touch upon the past sometimes, but I don't start digging, because in a lot of cases, in the present moment and by building a different future, you are able to recreate your story already when it comes to your past. You don't have to go deeper into certain traumas. And if there are certain patterns that are so nagging you, so strongly have control over you, definitely go for these patterns into the past for a moment, but not for 3 to 4 years. Like, it doesn't take that long to dissolve certain things around this topic. So there is a time and place for it, but be mindful that there is also a dark side. So this is what I immediately noticed with her, where she was creating the story as an, okay, I'm not feeling good enough about myself, this is holding me back. So we started to explore, like, is this really holding her back? Like, what is actually holding you back from doing that simple step, that simple thing, reaching out to someone, sending that message, starting this thing? Is feeling good enough about yourself actually holding you back? Well, but I feel these uncomfortable feelings. I feel this fear. And it's like, yes, you experience these things. When you start building a different future, you start to pursue goals, you start to pursue your dream, you are stepping into uncertainty. And what happens when you step into uncertainty is your mind goes crazy. Fear starts popping up, all these feelings start popping up. And what happens is most people don't know what to do with these feelings, and they think something is wrong. When I experience this resistance, something is wrong, so they go back. Or when you experience these feelings and these fears, you think, oh, you see, I'm still not good enough, whatever the story is. And this is where it's coming from. So you start to go back to the past. But these feelings are necessary in the process. You are supposed to feel fear. You are supposed to feel resistance, pressure, uncomfortable feelings. These things are part of it. You don't have to feel good enough about yourself to be able to do something. You can take the action regardless. Even though it feels like, oh, something is holding me back, you can be courageous and take action anyway. It is possible. And then you will see that the story has no control over you. That's where the confidence really comes from. That you are bigger than whatever story is present inside of you. Because everything is simply a story. Everything is simply a perspective. And that's also what you have to come to terms with. This is the core of it all. It is all often based on a lie. But the fact that it's true is because we believe it to be true. So what happened with her in the session, when we started to go deeper and deeper into this, she eventually came to the realization that all these stories about being good enough and whatever it is, was not the thing that was holding her back. It was not the thing that was holding her back. She realized that I don't have to go deeper into my past to pursue the thing that I want to pursue. I can do this right now. And the relief that she experienced, was insane. Like the weight that came off her shoulders, knowing that I do not have to go back into my past to resolve this thing, because then I can finally pursue this dream. But this is what she's been told. This is what people online have told her. Maybe in therapy this story was presented to her, that you need to resolve this first, otherwise you can't do this. Oh, you feel this resistance here? Yes, because you don't feel good enough about yourself. How do we know this is true? If you've been working for 3 to 4 years on that problem, I can already tell you you're working on the wrong problem. You're not working on the right problem. So even though it feels true that this is holding you back and you can see all the justification and arguments, it is not true. Trauma is not holding you back in at least 90% of the cases. So that's where, when she experienced that relief and that realization, she didn't even feel the need to go back in the past anymore. It was like this excitement, like, how can I build a better future? There was this excitement present. And yes, it will be uncomfortable, like I said. You will feel all these feelings, but how do you relate to these feelings? This is what you want to be mastering. Because if you start to jump to these conclusions as I'm not good enough, I need to go in my past, then it's your choice of interpreting it like that is holding you back. It is not the thing that is holding you back. You believing it to be true is holding you back. Because you can recreate a relationship with these uncomfortable feelings. You can be excited when you experience fear. And this is what I see with the clients that I work with for a longer period of time, because we are working so much on this resistance and this pressure and this fear that they get excited when they feel resistance. They get excited when they're triggered. Because now there is an opportunity for you to expand on the levels of freedom that you have. Every single time you're triggered, it means that you are not free. There's some kind of story inside of you that is preventing you from feeling the fullness of freedom that you can experience. So when you are triggered, it is a gift to you. Because now you've got something to work on. Now something is brought into your awareness, a story that is a lie in itself that is limiting your freedom. And now you can dissolve it and expand on your freedom. So this trigger, it's beautiful when you feel these feelings. This fear is beautiful because when you take action regardless of the fear, regardless of this resistance that you experience, you will feel that you're so much bigger than all the stories that are inside of you. And that feeling is one of the most powerful feelings you can have. Like, this is where real confidence comes from. When people say stack evidence to create confidence and all of this stuff, this is a powerless place to be in, where you need something outside of you to give you that confidence. I want the confidence to come from within. And you will build so much confidence and trust in yourself when you know that whenever I experience fear, whenever something is scary, I can still do the thing. I can still survive. I can still take care of myself. I can navigate. I can find my way. Like, I will be okay no matter what. And I'm bigger than this, whatever I'm experiencing, and I can take action regardless. Whenever you take action over and over and over again, regardless of the experience that you have, the levels of confidence that you build in yourself is out of this world. So this is also what I believe is at the core of building confidence, is you becoming bigger than all of these feelings, taking action towards what you want, regardless of what you experience along the way. Because confidence, I believe the etymology of confidence is also to trust. So it involves a lot of trust, and especially trust in oneself, that you are able to figure things out, regardless of what happens. So not to dissect into the topic of confidence, but when it comes to trauma, yeah, like I said, I think it's a very good thing that is being pushed, because I believe more people need to cultivate self-awareness about themselves, but be careful of the connections that you create in your life, because not all connections are true. It's not because you feel something that you can't do something. I don't feel good enough, or I feel this, I feel that, I'm not worthy. So, and this reasoning, this conclusion, how do you know this is true? And this is what you want to do with yourself, because this is what I'm doing in sessions. I question it. I question the hell out of it. Like, where is your evidence? Show me the evidence that this feeling that you have, that this interpretation of the feeling that you have is even true in the first place, because this is what we don't even know. So let's say it's the truth. I don't feel good enough about myself. How do you know that this is true, that this is holding you back? That you're not able to take action with this feeling? Show me the evidence. Create your argumentation. Because you will see how weak the argumentation is. And you will see that it's actually fear. That fear is holding you back. You're too scared to step into uncertainty. This is what in a lot of cases is the case when people use trauma as an excuse to take action. Fear is holding them back. And to come to terms with and owning the fact that I am scared. I'm just scared to take action. I want this dream, I want to pursue this goal, but I'm just scared shitless to take action or to send this message and do this thing. And from that place of owning whatever the reality is, you can choose to take the most powerful decision, aligned decision, the decision that is most in integrity with the best of you. You can make the decision moving forward, based from you owning the reality. But if you start believing a lie, good luck getting out of this. So that's why people often spend 3 to 4 years in therapy or longer without having resolved this issue, because you're working on the wrong things. You're working on the wrong stories, or you're believing a lie. You're working on a lie. And you can't see that it is a lie in the first place, if you have someone that is not able to navigate this with you properly. So that's my quick off-the-cuff take on trauma is not holding you back. Not at all. Definitely go into therapy to dissolve certain issues and patterns that have huge control over you in your life. I'm a big proponent of that, but don't use it as an excuse for not taking action. So that's it.